Olof Palme was Sweden's prime minister, and he was murdered 28th of February 1986. He stood up for human rights, and particularly apartheid, and the potential threats for human rights in the world because of what was going on in South Africa. There's also a street in Maputo called Avenida Olof Palme in memory of Olof Palme and all the amazing work that he did for Mozambique. And I decided to go and visit his place where he was assassinated today. So here I am. It's the place where Olof Palme was murdered, and it's one of the first childhood memories that I have. I remember waking up and my mother was crying. Like, I've never seen her as upset about anything prior to that day when Olof Palme was murdered, assassinated in Stockholm. I still wonder what Alexander Manus means when he says that I am wanting to take down the government and their proof, and what a true democracy stands for when freedom of speech is not allowed, and I'm being accused of wanting to take down the government because I'm standing up for victims and injustices. And I thought it was so important to come here and be reminded of what Sweden and particularly Olof Palme did for Mozambique. I mean, Olof Palme came from an extremely rich family, and he still stood up for injustices. And it wasn't he wasn't poor, and he still was brave enough to stand up and question leaders that were doing wrongful things. And he was assassinated, and some of the people that were accused of possibly being involved in the murder of Olof Palme was actually associated with South Africa. And during my teens, I worked on a boat, and one of the guys were actually was taken to court. He wasn't convicted, but he was questioned in the assassination of Olof Palme. And here I'm going to turn it around. Here is the memory place of Olof Palme. As you can see, there's people coming. And then we have Rigo Drosha that's accusing me of not promoting democracy, and I don't understand why questioning wrongful doing would be against the democracy. Perhaps the democracy is different for different people. For me, freedom of speech is fundamental, and that we question wrongdoings, and that we highlight what's going on in the reality, especially when the police is assassinating people. We have closer to 400 deaths because of police brutality, and we have people detained for no unknown reasons. And this is definitely not part of living in a true democracy as we see it in other parts of the world. Perhaps it's a Mozambican democracy, but for me, it reflects nothing of what a true democracy represents. Olá a todos, estou aqui na Suécia. Aqui é legal fazer demonstração, manifestações. Como estão a ver, a polícia não está a balear ninguém. É a realidade numa democracia. Temos o direito de expressar as nossas opiniões. Estão aqui em paz, manifestar.